Honors Algebra 2 Pre-Calculus, section 10.2 in Pre-Calc, which is Parabolae as conics. In example 5, we have a parabola with its vertex at the origin and a focus of -5, 0. We're asked to write the equation in standard form and give the equation for the directrix. Okay, so first thing we have to figure out is which way this thing is bending, right? And then once we know which way, we know if we're looking at an x squared or a y squared equation. So let's plot this. It doesn't have to be a good graph, right? You just need a basic of what it looks like. So here's my vertex at the origin, right? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at -5, 0 is my focus. Remember that graphs bend around the focus. So it's going to start at this origin and bend this way, okay? So this tells me a couple things, okay? So number one, it tells me that P is negative, right? Because it's bending to the left, right? So if you hear left, if you see something that's opening left or down, P is negative. The second thing it tells me is that it's a y squared, because when we have something that bends to the left or right, we're looking at a y squared, right? So I know from the y squared that the formula I want is y minus k quantity squared equals 4p x minus h. But I know that since my vertex is the origin, right, I can just use y squared equals 4px, right? So the next thing I need to do is figure out what the value of P is. Well, P is the distance from the focus to the vertex, or the vertex to the directrix, which is going to be over here somewhere. Well, I can see that this is 5 units. I can either see it from my graph, right, or I can see that this distance is 5 by actually counting the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Specifically, it's a -5 in this case because we're bending to the left. So I now know that my equation, right, so the equation I was asked to find should be y squared equals -20 times x, right? Because that would be a -5 times that 4, right? So that's fine. The second thing I'm asked is what's the equation of the directrix? Well, this is a vertical line. It has to be 5 units away from this origin. And since it's a vertical line, it's got the equation x equals. So my answer for the second one is that the directrix is going to be x equals 5.